Good morning, welcome back to Tuna Garage. My name is Matthew, and today we're going to be doing some maintenance on the Lexus. Howdy everyone, welcome back, and if you've been following along thus far, you know that this is my 2004 Lexus RX330 all-wheel drive. It is very, very rusty, and unfortunately, I have been putting off the maintenance on this thing for far too long. So today is the day where it finally gets the makeover that is duly deserved given all of the abuse that I've put it through. And we're going to be replacing both front control arms as well as the driver's side transmission axle seal. The thing has been leaking for a little while. I haven't lost a ton of fluid, but I have started to notice a bigger spot on the driveway, so it is about that time. And the control arms that we're going to be pulling off underneath are really hard to get to, so I've been putting off this job for a very long time. The bushings are finally shot though, and it is finally time to just suck it up and do the job. So join us. We're going to go ahead and rip this bad boy to smithereens, and hopefully it all comes apart easily, but we'll see. We'll see. We just put these back on like 2 days ago, mind you. Actually, we'll go put this over here. Really just doesn't look too bad under here, but the secret is my handy dandy spray paint work. It's really rusty and really bad. Can't really tell. Brake calipers look terrible, but everything else is pretty bad. Anyways, we have to hoist up the engine because we have to get to, it's down there, you can't really even see it, but control arm bushings are just absolute trashed on both sides. Need to be replaced. I have whole control arms for them, but in order to get out that back side, let's go right down there. The other side bolt hides underneath the engine mount, so huge pain. Yeah, these things are pretty much trashed. Thrashed this thing pretty good, but yeah, so we'll have to hoist up the engine. I've got an engine crane that I can use, just lift it up a little bit. Gotta take out 3 of these bolts, but like I said, this stuff is really rusty. This car probably came from the East Coast at some point, and yeah, that makes for a lot of rust underneath, but it's done pretty good so far, and it's time to start replacing these parts if I'm going to keep holding onto this car and putting it through its paces. But yeah, just got to get deep in there and get these things out, but we'll see how we do. And then there's an axle seal on the other side that I got to get to too. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Little leaky passenger or driver's side CV axle seal. So we need to go to the store. I need to go buy the axle seal. I'm not going to bring my camera because I'm not that person. I don't really want to just put the O'Reilly guys on blast. But I am going to go to O'Reilly's. They always typically have what I need. But I got to buy that axle seal for the driver's side, and then I got to get, I should probably get some replacement hardware too, because I don't know if this stuff is going to come apart good or not. The thing is absolutely trashed. But yeah, we're going to go get that, and then I was also thinking of getting the valve cover gasket set because the front valve cover is starting to seep a little bit. It's not too bad yet, but it is starting. And I did the front 3 spark plugs, but I got to do the back 3. But I was waiting to take apart that intake manifold to put those, oh, they're over there somewhere, to put the spark plugs in there because I don't want to take apart the intake manifold twice. And a lot of times when you take apart these intake manifolds, these plastic ones on these 1 and 3 MZs and the 2GRs, you have to replace those little plastic rubbery gaskets. They're not great. They don't do great after you've taken them apart once, and then they always vacuum leak forever, so they're bad. But we're gonna hop in Chris's car and we're gonna head over there and we will be back. See you in a sec. We're back. Parts store. Got some fresh gloves. We got our oil seal for our transmission, and we're gonna go ahead and start trying to take some of this stuff apart. I didn't PV blast this stuff like I probably should have, and it's gonna be really crappy to get apart because it's super rusty, but we'll try our best. Those are not these. They are these. I'm pretty sure. Yup. That's some nut-busting power. Ah, I hate this car. Anyways. No way. That actually fucking got that shit. That's crazy. Holy shit. Control arm bolt out. It is actually amazing that these things were not just so corroded in there. Like I showed before, the hard part is going to be getting back in here and getting that one right there, and then the other one hides underneath this engine mount. It's hanging out the side of the transmission right there, so it sits right underneath that piece, and it's a huge pain. So we're just gonna have to end up jacking up the whole motor and just trying to lift it up enough to get an impact in there and just zip that bad boy out. Because if the other one came out that easy, I'm really hoping. We'll see. We'll see. Oh my god, is it a 21 or a 22? Motherfucking 22. No, it's not an impact socket. It is what it is, though. Oh my mother. Oh my god. Look at this f***ing huge boy. Oh my god, it's literally as thick as the tire at end. That's crazy. That's while I figure out what I want to do with the other side, get these bolts done, and then I'll try and get the whole engine up just a little bit, just to get these bad boys out. Ah, crap, that other plug. That's right. Oh, that's a 19. It's real slow. Oh, bitch. Yeah, I'm gonna have to break apart that one. Golly. She's warm, but not stripped, not even flashed. Choo! Okay, that was one.
It was like hurting my leg too.
Hit that front torque mount that's under there. Hopefully that'll give us enough leverage to jack up the motor, just enough to get the motor mounts out. And that's it. Everything's pretty much out. There's one last bolt for the control arms. And we just have to jack it up and get the motor mount. God damn it. Such a pain in the ass. Okay, so what I think we're gonna do now is I'm just gonna try and jack up the motor a little bit instead of trying to hoist it up. We've got some planks of wood and a good jack, so I think we're just gonna try and push the motor up a little bit. And as long as I can get it over this like 1-inch notch here, then we should be in business, and it should be super easy. Because if this can go up just a little bit, then we can move the whole motor mount out, and then we can get to that last bolt that holds the control arm in and just replace everything nice and easy. So, thank you for that, Chris. Appreciate that. Let's do it. That's just terrible. Wash your cars, people, especially if you live on the East Coast. Otherwise, this is what happens. You get crusties. Literally. What the fuck? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Okay. Motherfucking got this shit out. Oh my god, there's so much rust. It's crazy. Thank God. Hey, look at that. We're almost halfway done with one side. Worst design literally ever in all of humanity. Oh my god. Time. Woo! Oh. And actually, before we put this in, we're not going to do this yet. We're going to do that transmission axle seal. There it is. Look at that. I think once my hand, you can see if it changes once. Welcome back. We got this side done. It was an absolute nightmare getting this whole control arm done, but fresh control arm is in there now. Looks great. It's got the bolts all back. Waiting to put that last nut on for the engine mount, so that way we can torque everything down all at once, but everything else is nice and tight. And fresh new axle seal in there. So far no drips, and this thing used to leak when it was just sitting around doing nothing, so the fact that it's not dripping right now is actually a pretty big deal. But working on the other side right now. Getting the engine mount out. Chris is working on over there, but shouldn't be too much longer. We should be able to get this other mount out of here in just a smidge of time, but yeah, it looks like there's a gross tiny little. There's a transmission cooler line that just runs right along the side of here against the side of the engine up to the radiator, so there's a mounting bracket, which I'm assuming is probably what you're pulling, right, Chris? Perfect. Now, no way is it perfect, but I'm going to blow all the little rust chunklets and dust away, and then I'm going to give everything a nice coat of rust reformer. Okay. Chris is a G and straighten these bad boys out. So Detroit Axle, you're awesome. I love you for your remanufactured parts. But man, you guys got to pay attention to the angles of these things, because these are not turnable by hand. So Chris is a G, used the shop press to hold this thing down when we tilted the control arm a little bit. Just straightens up this bolt hole a little bit better, makes it a little bit easier to reinstall. Let's go ahead and throw this bad boy back into the vehicle, and then tighten everything up, hopefully get everything back in without an issue, and put her back down and take her for a test drive. You work with what you got. Get in the hole, brother! Why? Where is it? Oh, there it is. Why? So I'm talking about orientation, Detroit Axle. It's fucking important, dude. No way. I actually got that one. That's crazy. There we go.